Hey guys, Space Priest here, and today I have for you a life story. This is about the time I snuck out of my house to go smoke some weed. Before I start this off, please do not do this. This is very stupid of me. I don't know why I did it, but I did. So yeah, this is about the time I snuck out of my house to go smoke weed. This happened about almost a year ago now. It was summer of 2016. I was off school. It was in August, I believe, and August, late August, somewhere around there. So back then, I had gotten my hands on a little less than a gram of weed, I'm pretty sure, and I was really looking forward to smoke it. Now, this was my problem. I didn't know how I was going to smoke this because I can't smoke in my house, and I didn't want to walk outside, just walk around and smoke because I felt like I was going to get caught way too easily. So I decided that I would sneak out of my house when everyone was asleep and go over to a park that wasn't too far. It's like a 5 minute walk from my house, and I would find a place, hunker down, and smoke it there. And it seemed like a good plan. Now, I had some other stuff left to do. I had to get a lighter and a way to smoke it. I got my lighter and I got papers. Now, I didn't buy papers. I got gum wrappers, and this is another thing that's so stupid to me. Don't do this because it doesn't really work that well. I had gotten five gum. I got like two, 3 packs of five gum. Now, I took some of the wrappers, and if you burn the wrappers, not too much, if you just burn it a little bit with a lighter, you can peel off the paper part of it, and you can just have a wax paper type thing left. That's what I used to smoke out of. I use that as papers. It doesn't work well, like I said. It's flimsy. It can kind of crumple easily, but I I just wanted a way to smoke it, and I didn't have a pipe or a bong, so I just had to work with what I had. So yeah, I had those. I brought about two of those, my weed, and the lighter. Now, it was about 12 o'clock, and everyone in my house was asleep, so I decided that it was go time. So I went downstairs and I went through my back door and left it unlocked. Now, the park is, like I said, 5 minutes away, so it wasn't that big of a walk, but I kind of it was a little sketchy just because of how late it was. It was like 12, and I really didn't want to like see anyone, so I kind of just got there as quick as I could. Now, the original plan was for a buddy of mine to meet up with me at the park. Now, I'm not too sure what happened because it was a long time ago. I don't really remember, but he actually ended up not being able to leave his house. I think his parents were still awake or something. So the plan was we were going to meet up later after I smoke, and we were going to smoke together. So I was gonna call him because that's what we are gonna do since he couldn't leave the house. I was gonna call him up and I was gonna have him on the phone with me while I was doing it. Now, this was like my second time I think smoking. So I wasn't really too familiar with it. The first time I smoked, I didn't get high, but I wanted to. That's why I was doing it again because I wanted to get high, just know what it felt like. And so I went to the park and it was really sketchy. It was way too dark, and something about, like, for me, I don't know if like you guys are the same way, but when I can't see what's going on, or like I can't see everything because it's so dark, I get a little freaked out because like I don't know what's going on, and it's just like the just being scared of the unknown kind of. I didn't know if someone was like walking their dog or if someone was on a walk, someone might see me, and I was kind of paranoid. So I decided to go into a dugout. Now, in this park, it's a pretty big park. We have baseball fields and then softball fields and then a playground and then a big field area. So it's a pretty big park. So I kind of realized the chances of me and someone else being in the same spot in the park are very unlikely. So I decided to hop a fence and go into a baseball field and go into the dugout. So I was in the dugout and I called my friend. And I'm like, all right, I'm about to do it. He's like, all right, dude, cool. We were so stupid, but so I packed the weed into my gum wrapper wax thing joint, and it was such a bad joint. It was the first joint I ever rolled, and it was so bad. It like crumpled, and it didn't work that well. But it got the job done for what I needed. So I made it, and I lit the end, and I started inhaling and exhaling, and I had a few good hits. I didn't get too high, but I got a few good hits. I was feeling a buzz, and then a few minutes pass, and I'm kind of just freaking out a little bit because I keep hearing like footsteps and like people and just like leaves rustling and stuff, and I couldn't see anything. It was pitch black, and I was like looking into like the distance, and like I was trying to see people, but no one was there. And my friend was like, "Dude, you're fine. Like nothing's happening." I'm like, "All right, I must be just freaking out. I'll just go back to smoking." Now, whenever I'm freaking out, it kind of helps to have a sober person there, like saying, "Dude, you're fine. Nothing's happening." So I mean, it kind of calmed me down a little bit. So I keep taking some hits, and about 10ish minutes pass, and I'm feeling it now. Like I don't know if how high I was, because it was a long time ago, but I think for my second time smoking, I got decently high. And so I this is what I hate. Whenever I get high, I always come to the weirdest fucking conclusions. So I was in the dugout and I heard cop sirens. Now I immediately thought that they were after me, so I freaked the fuck out. I jump up and I hop the fence and I start like running toward my house. And as I'm running, I realize there is no fucking way at 12 o'clock in the night that cops are coming to a park to arrest a kid for smoking weed. Like that's not gonna happen. Like no one gives a shit that much. Like so I realized that, and I'm like, all right, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. So I tell my friend like, look, I gotta go home. Like I'm not feeling too good. I'll call you back later. So I hang up the phone and I go back to my house. I go to my backyard where I left my back door unlocked, and I take my shoes off so I wouldn't make too much sound in the house. And I take my shoes off and I put the lighter, the weed, and the joints into my shoe, and I open the door and I go inside. Now I go to my downstairs bathroom, and this is where I feel like if I didn't do this, I probably would have been fine. But I almost got caught because I was making so much noise. I was in the bathroom, I was like slamming cabinets and shit, and like, I mean, I didn't notice because I was high, but I go into my bathroom and I didn't have gum on me. It was in my room. I didn't want to go to my room yet because I felt like I was too high. My mom would see me, something would happen, so I just stayed downstairs. I went to the bathroom and I washed my mouth out with water, thinking that that would make a difference, that I wouldn't, like, my breath wouldn't smell like smoke. It didn't. I don't know what I was thinking, but it didn't really matter. Um, so I'm in my downstairs bathroom and I open the door and I just sit on the couch. And I'm like, all right, I'm fine. Like a few minutes pass, I realize that I'm in the clear. So I go back outside, I get my shoes, and I bring all my stuff upstairs. I put away my weed, I put away my lighter, and I put away the papers. I just crumple them up and throw them in my trash can, because no one's gonna look at burned gum wrappers and think someone was smoking weed. That's not. It doesn't matter. So I put those in my trash can and I went to bed. And so I wake up, like, I feel like it was a few hours later, and my mom was like, "Hey, did you go out last night?" I'm like, "Fuck, fuck, fuck." I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, I thought I heard someone downstairs like not too long ago." I'm like, "Oh no, I didn't go out. I've just been sleeping." And she's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so she's like, "All right." I'm like, "Do you want me to go downstairs and check if anyone's there?" And she's like, "No, it doesn't. I'm fine. I just wondered if you like had snuck out or something." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not doing anything." And so she's like, "All right," and she goes back to bed. And thank God she did not go downstairs. I don't know if there was like any weed smell down there, but I don't think there was because I smoked outside. I don't know if my clothes smelled like weed. Maybe my room did, but she was too tired to really realize, and she just went back to bed. Thank God. I did not want her going downstairs. So yeah, that was the time I almost got caught sneaking out and smoking weed. She would have fucking freaked out if she knew I snuck out. So I feel like I must have handled it pretty well. But yeah, that was the time I snuck out to smoke weed. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you've ever done something like this, please let me know in the comments. If you've ever had encounters like this where you've almost gotten caught, I would love to hear them. But other than that, I will see you guys later, and goodbye.